son of a... Come on, dude.
Get off my hand!
Tomatoes. Wolf Tick Nation, thank you guys for tuning in to once again another Wolf Tick Videos episode. We are glad you guys are here because on today's episode we have got the everybody's been waiting for this, all right? Everybody's been looking forward to it ever since we've seen this bike at Walmart. This is the G.1 Explorer Ozark Trail gravel bike, and we have got the Wheeltop Groupset on this thing. Front derailleur, the rear derailleur, it's completely wireless. We've got hydraulic brakes. This bike is ready to go. We've got newly wrapped bars, right? You guys seen the episode? Sorry that you watched that, but we've got newly wrapped bars on this thing. We're ready to go. We're gonna I'm gonna show you around the town a little bit. There's some gravel way down that way. We're gonna go check out. I don't know, I plan on putting some miles in right now. I need to get exercise anyway. Been sitting down all day. So guys, without further ado, let's do the real-time review on Wheeltop's Groupset and hydraulic brakes with the G.1 Explorer. Now, this is the problem that we've had after we got done tuning this thing in for hours. So right now, we're in first gear. Okay, I'm gonna shift to 7th gear, all right? There's 6th, or 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Now, you see that? It'll shift all the way back up to 1st. It stops at 5th, and why it does that, I don't know.
Well, I think it's because the chain, I think if you switch to the bigger cog, it'll go further.
So I'll switch to the bigger cog up here.
Okay.
Okay? Now
try it.
See? It stops in, it's so weird, it stops in 5th. Now, in order to fix that, we have to get the burner phone. Good thing we're at Grandma's house over here. We got to get the burner phone. We have to re-Bluetooth the rear derailleur to it. Once it does that, it goes back to going, oh, it's 7-speed. But for some reason, after I tuned it, turned it off,
doesn't store.
Mess with it again, it doesn't store that. So unless you have the phone on you, it's an issue. We're going to fine-tune the initial calibration on the front derailleur. I'm going to exit out of that son of a gun before anything messes up. Yep. So we've got that shifting now.
All right. I think you should... It is what it is. I mean, we had about 6 hours of tuning into this thing.
Okay, I think we got it. All right, Wolf Tick Nation, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go on the damn ride. Please, let's just go on a ride.
Phones and bikes don't mix.
Wow, this is crazy. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I think all cameras are recording. Wow, guys, that has been a pain in the butt to get this thing situated. My seat's all crooked. All right, we're gonna jump on this thing and we are gonna start riding. All right, that's all I'm talking about. It's just, it's so much, you know? Now that bomb derailleur's not acting right. Oh, I gotta keep it in the largest of chainring. It's so much you have to go through. It's such a pain in the butt. I swear. Dude, I don't know. This thing was doing great, man. I got to check it out. Something's rubbing. So it's that rear derailleur that's rubbing now on the damn cassette back here. Okay, now we're good. Let's see the front derailleur. Okay, so I think we're good now. I don't know, this is craziness, man. It's the whole idea behind it's great. Don't get me wrong, like I love the idea. Let me turn my flasher on. I love the idea of being wireless, right? Until you have to start tuning it and working on it. That's the pain in the butt. Like you just seen what I went through, and now what's driving me nuts is if this thing was not shifting perfect like I had it on the bike rack or the the bike stand, it's just always something, man. It's always something. So we're gonna figure that out. But anyway, Wheeltop, pretty cool system. It shifts, don't you start, it shifts like butter when it's on the bike stand. Right now it's starting to get a little ticky-tacky. There's a lot that I like about this group set. I'm gonna not talk about the tuning anymore because it's gonna get me upset. Something I really like about it is the easiness of the levers when it comes to shifting. For instance, if I want to shift all the way to first gear, I don't have to hit the larger of the toggle switches here. We're gonna call it the toggle switches. I could just hold it down, right? Hold it down, and then with that tensioner, it just stops. So now I'm in first. Same with going towards 7th gear. Hold it down, and it goes automatically all the way down as far as it's gonna let me. Right now we're in 5th because I'm on the smallest of chain rings. So I love that aspect. I can just hold it down and be lazy with it, right? Or I can take my time and just fine tune it if need be. That's really cool. Now let's go and talk about the feel of my wrap job. Super proud of myself here. I can already feel a massive difference with my shoulders and my wrists, and I'm not taking such a beating, and just like feeling every single little bump. And part of that's going to be the wrap, right? But a lot of that's going to be that new Uno stem that we installed on this guy. And it makes a world of difference. I'm sure if we were to get the stock stem and flip that guy upside down, it would really help in that department as well, getting a little bit of rise. But that Uno stem, I've actually angled these bars up a little bit. It makes a big difference. Very comfortable. We've only gone a mile, we'll see. We're gonna be putting some miles on this thing today, I'm sure. Seat's super comfortable. We'll put that in the affiliate link in the description below. I don't know, she feels really good. The downside is these pedals. I knew I should have switched them out. Now I'm starting to get down the 2x. Always been confused with 2x's, but I'm starting to get down right now. We're gonna have to go over here against traffic. Now the levers do feel so much better quality than the stock ones. The stock ones didn't feel bad, but you can definitely feel like you were gonna get some cable stretch in the brake department. Now this one being hydraulic brakes, these things grab. We'll be putting them to the test here in a little bit, I'm sure. When it comes to this group set, you know, you guys can check in the affiliate links in the description below. It's not cheap. Not a cheap group set. Everything does feel really good quality. Like I said, the brakes feel really good. We'll talk about those here in a little bit. The ease of installation, it being my first time installing a hydraulic group set, first of all, and the wireless one. Very easy to link stuff up. And again, the downfall is the amount of tuning that you have to do. And that's not a big deal if it were just more simplified. I think Wheeltop tried to get a little too in-depth with things. And really, guys, it became a guessing game on your cogs. Very strange. We literally got about, I think, 6 hours into tuning it because the fine calibration is worthless. It totally throws off your group set every time. But other than that, I wish they'd simplify it a little bit better. And they do have little tutorial videos on the app itself. If you're gonna install it, they're just not very helpful. Okay, we're gonna speed it up a little bit here. A lot of wind, but we're in 7th gear. And it's rubbing on that front derailleur. Again, just a couple of little quick tuning calibrations is all we did. Damn, I wish this thing was smooth. But front derailleur is rubbing just a tad bit. The other cool thing with this group set, when it's tuned in properly,
when you shift your rear derailleur, your front derailleur actually makes little micro movements to keep from the rubbing going on. It's not doing that right now because I went ahead and turned that sucker just to get this real-time review done. But it does like self-fix itself or self-ride itself. It's pretty neat. We're gonna take this right here by these railroad tracks and see if we can kill some of this wind. All right. Oh my gosh, so much better. All right, let's use these brakes. Let's slow us down. Let's take a look at this. Again, a little bit annoying on that rubbing, but it's starting to kind of get there. I really wish I didn't have to go through the whole process of doing the fine tuning just to get it to start working so we get this real-time review in. But everything's going well so far. I think my favorite part about this group set is the no wires, you know. That is super cool. No wires on this thing. It's very clean, and the hydraulic brakes really weren't bad to install. And something I was really impressed with was the way they packaged it. There wasn't like any fluid or anything leaking out of them, so I'm definitely hitting a wall still. Now, we did have to add the adapters on here, okay, because these are flats. We had to do the adapter, the IS mount to the flat mounts, and those were about 20 bucks a piece. And then we also had to upgrade the disc brakes because this bike did come with 160 millimeters, so we had to buy some. We had some in the shop, thankfully, some 180s to fit with the adapters. But yeah, we're gonna take this turn, and I think it's gonna be a heck of a lot better off of that main road. That's just sketchy, man. All right, lane code lane. As I turn, my seat turns with me. Not a good thing. I think this is it. No, that's not it. That's a driveway. Aw, damn, that means we're gonna have to go by these dogs. All right, here's a gravel road. We'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna hold that thumb down on that shifter. Now we are in first gear in the smallest chainring up front. Forget the numbers on the chainring, but let me tell you something. It's not enough. Holy crap, that's not enough. Oh, we're in first gear in the smallest chainring. Dude, I gotta stand up. Oh, these tires are gripping well. I think we got a hill on the backside. Ugh. Got a hill on the backside we could try these brakes out on. Tires are doing good. So one of my favorite things about this bike is the gum wall tires. Makes it look so uppity. Ugh. Come on. We're almost there. All right. We made it. 4 miles an hour. Okay. Now we're gravel riding. We'll do a couple laps back and forth. 20 miles an hour. 23 miles an hour. $23 miles an hour. This right here is what I'm talking about. Tires did get a little fishtaily. Come on, dog. Scared the shit out of me. Come on, man. Tires did get a little fishtaily. Tires got a little fishtaily coming off that turn at about 20 miles an hour. But the tires are really good on this bike. I love them. Wow. And the little bit of vibration I can feel, this 5mm padding is putting just the right amount of pushback on my gloves. Trying the brakes here. Front brake is catching just fine. Nice and smooth. I might need to adjust the reach on these things because they're a little far out, but if I put my hands way up here, I call them horns. I know that's not the right name, but I put my hands up here, they're comfortable. Back here, I got to reach a little bit. But such a comfortable ride now. Pretty happy. We've ridden right at about 5 miles, guys. The group set's going good. It's just that little bit of tuning. I know you guys are tired of hearing about it, but it's just that little bit, man. Drives me nuts.
All right, man. Very enjoyable ride. Right at 8 miles. Super fun. Very comfortable. My wrists don't hurt. My shoulders don't hurt. My lower back doesn't hurt. That Uno stem, that bar tape, and adjusting these bars up a little bit definitely helped. Seat was super comfortable. The big downside, well, let's not talk about the negatives yet. The other positives would be all that stuff was great. The group set finally started. I started getting it down, then we started rolling. Because over here in this parking lot, it was terrible. All right, I just kind of fell apart in the whole deal. I was very upset. I think the issue with the rear derailleur not wanting to be outside of 5th gear when it's on either of the chain rings, I think we have the front derailleur. I think it's swapped. I think it's backwards.
What's your glasses? Glasses are all correct.
That better? Yeah. I think the front derailleur, as you saw over here when we went to turn the whole app, whatever, back on, I think it's backwards. And the whole system, so you guys know, Wheeltop system on their group set tuning, everything is backwards. So it tells you to be in 7th gear, but it says to be on your largest chain ring. So it's very weird. But anyway, finally got that into tune. I think we'll have to do a little bit of tuning with the front derailleur. It still is making a little bit of chatter, but one thing I love about this group set is when it comes to shifting, it's so easy. I can just hold down those shifters like we talked about in the real time on the review right now. I can hold those shifters down. It shifts all the way until I let go. So that's really cool to be able to have that. It almost reminds me of like a dropper. It just makes things so much easier. You don't really have to think about it. You don't have to shift and think, hey, what gear am I in and all that. You just hold that button down, you're good to go with it. Or grandma's house. So that's super nice when it comes to the group set. The brakes and all that stuff, very hitting a wall. They have, I guess, decent modulation, but I mean, I got to try them out in the gravel. I got to try them out on the road a little bit. What I like about them is they grab. You know what I'm saying? There's no give on them, no fade, but we didn't really get to use them that much. But still, the levers feel very good quality with this whole setup, and I'm excited about this build. Now, the negatives are going to be pedals. We got to put some pedals on this thing, and the rear cassette back here. It's only a 7-speed, and I want something a little bit bigger because that gravel road I found, I went over the Sardis and I took that left over the gravel road. That sucker was pretty good incline, probably a little bit of GoPro effect, but we need some better gearing on the rear end on this thing. The front 2x is okay. I would like to put...
Did you go in the smallest chain ring?
I was on the smallest and in first gear back there. Okay. It still was pretty tough. I was hauling up that hill at 4 miles an hour, and it was pretty tough to do. So something a little bit easier in the gearing department I think would be nice. Again, pedals. These tires are great. I've heard some bad stuff on these tires. Man, they do so good in the gravel, you know? I don't know. I mean, I was even thinking about having to change these bars up, but right now, we'll see how I feel tomorrow if I'm sore or not. But the bars are great. And really, the design of their grips up here, get a shot of that. This amount of lip right there, it just, I don't know, man, your hand goes in there and it's super comfortable in that department. Shifting everything is really easy to get to. The brakes are easy to get to. Maybe a little bit of adjustment on the reach department, which they do have some adjustment screws for that. But man, other than that, I'm excited that we have this gravel bike. Like, it just puts a smile on my face. We just wish we had bike lanes in this town, you know, because like people would like almost hit me with their mirrors. At least I'd have been recording. But all right, guys, another really fun episode. Another 8 miles down on the gravel bike. Just a few more upgrades I'm looking at doing to this thing. Got to throw some pedals on there and maybe help lighten it up a little bit. We'll have to get the weight one of these days and see if we've broken the 29-pound barrier, which I think we have, maybe. I don't know. We took the cables away, but then we added the hydraulic brakes. We have an aluminum seat post too as opposed to a steel one. I'm not sure. Oh, we need a clamp as well, like a fixed clamp, because this seat is still moving on me. And I've got as tight as it can go. But all right, guys, that was another Wheeltop Videos episode. We appreciate you guys watching. As always, the Wheeltop real-time review on the gravel bike. I think I'm going to go ride this thing a little bit more. It's a lot of fun.